Good morning, friends. Hope you're all good. I'm going up the wrong turning. That's the one. Yes, back from holiday. Just had a week in Spain, which was fantastic. So nice just to have a bit of a break and get away from everything. Thank you. Yeah, so it's Tuesday now, so I got back from holiday on Sunday. And I've got a guy booked in all week this week. He was with me yesterday. Guy called Adam, who's a lovely guy, and he's shadowing me all week this week. We had a bit of a deadlock run yesterday. We had a guy that snapped a key in a deadlock. Then we had, what else did we have? We had a deadlock that had failed. Era. Oh my god, Viscount failed. One of the levers inside had failed, so we had to drill that. I'm sure there was another one. Can't remember. Yeah, there was another job. We did some work in the training room as well. We did some. So basically, Adam's a fairly new locksmith. Well, I say fairly new. Since January he's been trading, but he just wanted to brush up on some things, so we did some things in the training room. Did some letterbox tools. So basically, I've got a few doors set up in the training room. So I've got a wooden door that's got a letterbox cut out, and we fitted a Nightlatch to it. So we had to go. We did a drop snip scenario, and yeah, he used the ferret. He hasn't got a camera. He's got the mirror kit, but we used the mirror kit and we used the ferret as well, so you can see what it was like using a camera. So yeah, but today I'm gonna fit a latch for a customer. Actually, it's one of the jobs I done yesterday. He asked me to book him in to do another little job, which is just an internal door latch and handle set that the guy's supplying. And then we're going to a door that's, I think the lady said it's easy to lock but difficult to unlock. So I don't know whether it's a deadlock or whether it's what it is, to be fair. Don't really know. We'll soon find out. There we go. So yeah, you'll get to see Adam in a minute, and we'll crack on with the day. See you soon. Right, we're on a job. We are fitting a latch here. And this handle set for a customer, he supplied it. Bit of a nightmare to start with. This part, the whole of this side is just filler, so there's been a lock fitted here before at some point and it's been made good. I've drilled the hole through for the lock, and this is all split out. This is just filled with paper on both sides. It's just literally falling out. That's my point there for the spindle. So the customer's going to feel that. There was an old latch up here which he's going to fill. So yeah, he's going to fill this as well, but I've got to try and chisel down here without all this splitting out. Like I say, it's just 2-pack filler. Bit of a nightmare. But got Adam with me. Hello. Hi. Yeah, so we're going to get this done and then on to the next job. Right, that's the latch in. Tiny little bit of filler fell out there, but yeah, not too bad. Right, oh, and the actual faceplate, you can't really see it now. It's actually quite rusty. There's more on the back side than it, to be fair, but yeah, I think the customer might get it changed over, but no, it's actually on, it don't look too bad. Right, that's this one done, handle's on. Like I say, customer's gonna fill all the old latch and they're gonna fill where this paper and filler fell out. Latch is all done there. He's gonna fill this side as well. And the key, I had to do a tiny bit of chiselling on this architrave just to allow for that beveled edge on the key, but that's all in and working beautiful. There we go. Right, we've arrived at a cafe in Portslade. Spoons. For those of you that have seen Steve on my video, he's around here. It's his next door neighbour. There he is. Steve's house there. Yeah, so basically the owners couldn't gain entry. But we literally just used the key and got in. It was just a, I don't know, it's gone now, a Yale 3 lever, but I've put a new Union Deadlock in. The holes were massive behind there, so I put a couple of scutcheons in. But I'm faced with this now, which is just, it's basically all filler. So I've got to try and fit this keep in there neatly. I mean, that looks all right. Let's see how we get on. All right, it's about as good as we're gonna get with that. Try and wipe that bit off there. Yeah, it's quite a mess down there. You can see, look, it's just all filler, all down there. But I've got it working. You do have to tug on my fat fingers. Can you just lock that? So it's just a small little tug on there. But the customer's aware there's a massive bow. You can't see it now because I've locked it, but you get it, undo it, man. Cheers. That's the bow in the door there. Again, you can't really see it, but it's tight up there. And this is how the last door worked, but he said he'd rather it was tight anyway, so we are done. Good morning. I'm on my way to go and get Adam from his hotel. We've got a job on this morning. We've only got one job booked in today. So then we'll, you know, if nothing else comes in, we'll go back to the training room. Yeah, we've got a job where the only information I've got is that there's a faulty lock stroke handle. So I guess the guy doesn't know if it's the lock or the handle. Now this come in last week while I was in Spain, so I didn't want to, you know, spend too much time getting any details. So I've just booked it in. So we're going to go there today. Yeah, and then like I say, if nothing else comes in, we'll go back to the training room. But yeah, that job yesterday that we did with the at the Café, Spoon's Café, the door frame was shot. I mean, the door was shot to bits as well a little bit, but door frame was shot to bits, all like just filler all around where I had to put the key. But bless him, the guy. So like I said in the video, it's Steve's, my best mate Steve's, that you've probably seen on some of the videos. It's him, his next door neighbour is the Café. So it was him that phoned me, it was Steve that phoned me about the job. And yeah, once we'd done, he was so pleased with it. He gave us a little voucher for me and Adam to go in and have a breakfast at some point while he's here, and also for Steve and his family to take him in there for a slap up breakfast. So yeah, how lovely was that? He was so pleased, he was so chuffed. But yeah, we got it done anyway. Yeah, so today, like I say, we've got one job, then we'll be back to the training room. I've got a job we haven't got nothing tomorrow, so tomorrow's Thursday. At the moment there's nothing booked in, but obviously anything can happen. And I've got one job booked in for Friday morning, which is just replacing a night latch. And then like I say, this is the beautiful thing about the shadowing courses, is that you get the best of both worlds. So like I say, I'm on my way to get Adam now from his hotel, go and do a job, back to the training room, and then if a job comes in, we can pop out, go back to the training room. So yeah, it's working out really well. I think Adam's enjoying it. So yeah, we'll see you at this first job. Right, I didn't video the last job because I forgot, but it was just, I've just got to buy a new handle for the guy. But we just turned up at another job, and this is an ERA British Standard. I don't know if you can pick it up on here, but the actual escutcheon cylinder isn't sitting right back onto the door, and they're having a problem with it closing. It's not latching properly. So we're gonna move the keep in a little bit. It's actually out of line a little bit as well, so I'll see if I can sort that out. But also, although it's working like that, the key on these should turn both ways, but it's only turning to the right. So again, that could be a tailpiece problem, so it might need a very small amount snipped off, but we'll have a look. Right, so we've taken the escutcheon plate off, refitted that. It's now nice and tight. Basically the screws that go through there were too long, so it wasn't pulling that in tight. So that's all back on, refitted. Back plate's on, but as Adam's just pointed out, they've literally put no fixings in this whatsoever, whoever did this. So again, British Standard certification wouldn't be void, but also the cylinder's been changed at some point, so it's a different cylinder in there to what is on the back. Now, I've just explained the situation to the customer. They've actually decided to renew the whole lock. Because of that, they want to make sure that it's up to standard. So I'm going to order the new lock and come back next week, but just temporarily fitting this one back in and making sure this is all working. But yeah, not one screw holding that plate on, so naughty boys. Okay, so that's this one refitted, all working lovely now. Like I say, even if it is just temporary, but you see the half moon? No, you can't. Oh, yeah, you might be able to. It's all throwing out properly as it should be. So I've dropped the keep down a fraction. It's still not in line, but I'll do that when I come back and fit the new lock. But yeah, and I've moved the keep in a little bit. It's all latching perfectly now, so that's this job done for now. Yeah, so the actual latch is stuck back. I'm going to take it off and see if I can repair it before I start looking at replacing it. So, right, I've managed to reuse the existing lock. So what's happened is someone's removed the snib, which means so they can't bolt the door on the outside, which is the right thing to do really in a flat. But they hadn't removed the internal bit, which was this bit. So at some point the door has slammed shut and then that's dropped down, which was preventing that from popping back out. But it's all working now. Doesn't need a new lock. I've managed to reuse the existing lock, just taking that out from the inside. That's all working. Show you from both sides. And from this side, we got, so, there we go. So that's all done. Right, I think you've just seen, oh, hang on, got to get around there. I think you've just seen a video of, what was the last job you've done? Nightlatch. Yeah. We have been to another job since then, which was a 40 cylinder. But we're now on our way to a friend of mine, Jason, who's locked his van keys in a 2007 Transporter. So I'm hoping, I didn't ask to be fair, I'm hoping he hasn't got security locks, but we'll see. Right, this is part of the problem. I've taken the bar off. This side, which connects to the actual mechanism, is fine. There's something wrong with this side. This doesn't allow me to, when I've got the bar attached, it's this side that's not allowing me to properly open the door. But the main problem is, if you see there's just a small gap there. As we go up, that gap gets massive. There's a huge bow in the door. I can literally get my fingers in there. So this is latched at the moment. I mean, I can adjust that a little bit, but even if I pull this in tight at the bottom, I've still got a huge gap. You can see the fixing screws through the frame. And the bottom has got a small gap as well. Yeah, the door's actually got a massive bow. I'll try and pick that up on the camera. Although I'm not sure you're going to be able to see, but yeah, the door's got a huge bow like that, which is causing it to actually be a problem. So none of the mechanisms really is kind of engaging. So we've taken the covers off this side and this side, and we've noticed something. There's a little connecting bolt in there that's got this little pin which comes out at a 90-degree angle, and it sits between these two parts of the spring here. And on this side, the side that isn't working very well, this little bar here is supposed to sit at a 90 degree, but it's actually bent down. And when I actually opened it up, it was kind of flying past that spring. So I'm going to try and straighten this up. It could snap, but it needs to be straight basically. It could snap, but I'll hopefully be able to bend it back and then be able to put this back together. Right, it did snap as I thought it might. So we've only got one pin in there now. It's the other pin that actually makes this spring back. But it's not the important side. The important side is this side, which works fine. So I'm going to put it all back together and see how it works. We've got the door shutting and fitting much better than it was before, so we might get away with this. Right, we're getting somewhere. So what I've had to do, I've basically had to take the gubbins out of this side, which is literally just a spring to help this handle. Okay, so the mechanism is more on this side, which operates the handle and the bolts, as you can see there. So that's all done by this side. This side is almost just like a support for the handle. It was this side that was causing the main problem. As well as that, we've also had to lift the door up. I've had to adjust all the hinges. So these 3 hinges I've had to adjust because the door was so low, it wasn't catching in the keep. I've also adjusted the hinges so that the door, to try and get rid of some of the bow, I've pulled it in there, out at there, and then back in there with the hinges. And like I say, this is all working now. It says, there you go. So that's shut, handle up. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, so that's shut. There is still a bit of a gap up there. Oh, you can't really see it, but there is still a little gap in this top corner up here. But the door is shut, it's solid. And if they need to get out in an emergency, they can get out. Yeah, even when you put the code in, it was a bit of a struggle. I think, like you said, you have to force the door. There's a couple of problems with this. Nightlatch is completely loose. So that's going to be not helping matters. It's also sticking out past the door. So this needs to come off and be refitted. That's fine. This is also, you can see a little bit. It's at a bit of an angle. It's sticking out a bit too far down the bottom here. So I need to try and get the bottom of that over a little bit. I'll try and do it without causing any of this paintwork to come off. I'll see if I can just get a bigger screw in there and see if that pulls it over enough. Right, that's this one done. So I've refitted the lock. It's nice and tight now. Set back from the door, so it's fitted properly and it's solid. The screws that are holding the back plate on this were tiny, hence why it all come loose. I wasn't able to get much out of the keep on the frame, but it doesn't really need it. It's all working lovely. I mean, basically, it's just gone a little bit out of line. It's probably fitted like that. It's a little bit tighter there than it is there. That's all. So that's fine. And then from the outside, if I can remember the code. There we go. I remembered it. Right, so that's all done.
Hey, thank you. I just managed to open the door with this hanger. I looked up on a YouTube video and I managed to open it. Anyway, thank you for your quotation. Thank you.
Right, we're in the training room. Adam's doing a fresh fit deadlock by hand. We're going to use the Sauber in a little while, but he's doing one by hand at the moment. You enjoyed it, mate?
Yeah, definitely. Great.
You're good. And we've been joined by a special guest.
Yours truly.
Oh, hello, Danny.
Good man, D.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. You?
Good, yeah. So, yeah, we're back in the training room. Like I say, we've had a busy old week, and to be fair, we've probably not done quite as much as what Adam wanted to do in the training room. But can't help being a busy locksmith. But the key, yeah, it's not turning because the curtains broke. So I've just gone and bought a replacement, a new one. So get that fitted. Right, there we go. Yeah, that's the old one with the broken curtain, and this is the new one. All working lovely. And there we go. That's the new. That's locked and unlocked. We're back at Spoons, having a breakfast. Look, how good's this? This is our free breakfast for doing his door lock for him. You're having a big one, mate. Adam. He's just doing a Euro sash lock. Yeah, it's his last day today, doing the shadowing course. So we've been out quite a lot, to be fair. We've only been here maybe an hour each day. So, but the times that we have been here, he's done really well. He's fitted some night latches. We're doing a sash lock now. We did a deadlock yesterday. Yeah, what's the time? 1:30. So we're going to be here for another, 3 hours or so. Yeah, done really well. He's doing fantastic. He's done. Better go back in. So we're doing a Euro sash. So we just used the, where's it gone? Yeah, Selber jig. There we go. So just use the Selber jig, the Hove attachment. If you haven't got one of these, get one of these in your life on eBay. Yeah, Adam's doing fantastic. He's got one of these to fit. Ah, you're doing well, mate. He's got one of these Euro sashes to fit when he gets back. So yeah, we're just running through it now. How you can do it. And look, doing a smashing job. He's done these night latches up there, British standard. Lovely job, done a deadlock there. He's doing well. It's his last day today.
And then a long drive home.
A long drive home. Was it 4.5 hour drive home? Poor bloke. On a Friday. Bit of overlifting. Oh, look at that. The boy's never done it before, but look at that. Andy Mack's genius overlifters. He's winning. Alright, I've just arrived at a job for a property maintenance company, and overnight, this little area behind here and this little area behind this gate, which is the entrance to an Airbnb and some tenants living there, basically both code locks have been glued up by some druggies that use this area to deal with their drugs or do their drugs, and it would appear that they've been a bit pissed off because these have been put on recently. They were just getting their hands in and undoing the lock before, but now these have been put in. It's made it much more difficult for them to do it, so they've obviously got a bit annoyed about that and glued the locks up. Managed to gain access to this one. I'm going to try and whip this lock out and see if there's anything I can do to save it, but literally 1 button, 2 buttons, 3 buttons are moving, the rest are all glued up. Right, managed to get the lock off the back, well, off the gate, and the protection cover, but I can't even see how the lock comes out. It looks like it should just slide out, but obviously you've got the handle. This bad boy ain't coming out of there. I don't even know if you can buy it. Can you buy them like this? I ain't got a clue. Right, so this one, I can gain access. I can get it open. Obviously the button's all stuck, but we're going to leave this one for the minute. This one I've got the lock off of here, so at least you can get in and out. Yeah, I'm going to take it back home and see if there's anything I can do by soaking. Not this one, we're going to leave this one for a minute. If this one just goes down to services down there, so this one's not so important. But yeah, we're going to see if I can take the other one home, give it a clean and see if there's anything I can do. Oh, what a nightmare. So yeah, Saturday morning, which is why I'm not in my work attire. Just been for a nice coffee with my friend Matthew, and then yeah, get a phone call to say yeah that these 2 code locks have been glued up. So basically what it is that little area, I did explain it, but that little area is a little place where people do little drug deals behind the gate. Well, there had been drug deals behind the gate, doing drugs. Down in that basement you can see it's probably quite a good little place for people to do drugs. Yeah, and recently they've had those metal shrouds, that's here, the long metal shroud put on to stop people just getting their hand in and releasing the gate to get in there. And they've obviously been a bit pissed off that that's happened, so now they've just decided to glue the locks up. So yeah, what I'm going to do, I've got the one to the apartments I've taken off, which is here. I'm going to take it home and just see if there's any way that I can release those buttons. because it's actually a sealed unit. There's no way that that's actually all coming out. So I don't know who's fabricated that. Yeah, I mean, it's a good design, but it's not, if you know what I mean. If you need to service it like I need to now, or change the code lock, don't even know if you can do it. So anyway, right, so I've taken the second one off of here. I've just put a little bungee strap on there just because otherwise this flaps around in the wind. So again, I'll take that one home, do the same as what I've done with the other one, and come back and refit it. Right, these glued up code locks, managed somehow, if you can see all the buttons are out now, there's movement in that, yeah, managed to sort it out. So I'm just going to turn away, code in, look at that, it's working. So I've already been back, sorted one, but I just wanted to let you guys know how I did it in case you come across something like this. So there was glue, half of these were stuck down, or more than half actually were just stuck. This was absolutely solid. I mean, all I've done really, soaked it in nail polish remover. I actually had pure acetone, but I've run out of that. So yeah, that's what I was using before. And then on the way, I've gone and fitted the first one I did. I've gone and fitted it back, and on the way back, shot into boots and got that. I couldn't find any pure acetone. But yeah, just soaking it along the top, pretty much like this. I'll try and show you, but I've literally just been soaking it in like that, and then I freed the C button. I made sure that was freed first, and then with your hand on the C button pushed down, just run along with a mallet like this, tapping all the numbers. You can see that. I mean, it's getting a bit stuck there, but as soon as you pop it, press C, they're popping back out again. So with the button, with the C button pushed in, going around just up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, tapping those, a little bit harder, but sort of more like that. That's how I was doing it. And eventually they kind of all just work their way loose. And then I had to just tackle the handle. So I've got a knife around the handle. Again, just soaked it in more than nail polish remover. And yeah, I mean, they don't look pretty, but they're working, and you know, they were covered in glue. So, but yeah, just a little tip in case any of you guys come across someone that's glued one of these up. That's how I've managed to do it, and they're both working. I'm just about to go and put this one back on. Right, we're done. So this is the second one. That one's done, and now this one. So combination. There we go, all done. Again, this one's a little bit sticky, but presuming over time that it will loosen up a little bit. It's staying like that in that position. The latch is retracted, but as soon as you pull that back round, that pops back. So like I say, there's obviously a lot of glue gone down in between the handle there, but it's loosened up, it's working, and to be fair, I didn't think I was going to get them working, but yeah, managed to do it. Right, yeah, we had a great week last week with Adam doing the shadowing course. Yeah, we had quite a bit of work on, and we did quite a bit in the training room as well, so it worked out perfect. Do you know what I couldn't have asked? So Adam's my first shadowing course that I've done. And I couldn't ask for it to have been, for it to have worked out any better, really. And he was a lovely guy, and yeah, he said he enjoyed it. So yeah, any of you other guys, any new locksmiths, will do a 3-day and a 5-day shadowing course. Come down, sit with me in the van when we go out, do jobs. And then when we haven't got jobs, we go back to the training room and basically brush up on anything else you want to. So Adam done some letterboxing. We done a drop snib scenario. He used the mirror kit, and he used my ferret camera. He fitted some night latches, British standard night latch that he hadn't done before. We've done a Euro sash lock, which we used the rose handles and the escutcheons. He done a Deadlock, a 5-lever Union strong bolt. We used the Sauber jig. He done a bit of overlifting. We chatted about a code lock. We've done a bit of making good, so I showed him how to do he was interested on if you're going to change a 40mm to a 60mm back set, how I make it good, how you do all of that. So yeah, we've done quite, and that's as well as probably, I don't know, on average 3 or 4 jobs a day that we did as well. So yeah, fantastic week. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. That's going to be the end of the video. I've got to try and edit it today to get it on tomorrow, so when you're watching this it'll be Sunday evening. Yeah, but thanks ever so much, all of you guys, all your support. As always, if you've liked the video, please give it a like. Just even if you pause it now, like it, come back, watch the last 10 seconds. Come on, give us a like. Let's try and get over 100 likes. That'd be amazing. And if you don't subscribe, as always, please subscribe to the channel and press the notification bell, and then you'll get a notification whenever I do a new video. Right, have a great week, guys. I will see you next weekend. Take care, love you all.